What gender do you think I am?
I would assume you're female.
Yeah, so you're making assumptions.
Yes.
It's a pretty safe assumption. I am not her doctor. I do not know her chromosomes, but this is a woman.
I identify as non-binary.
I don't, respectfully, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Now,
actually.
let me ask you this. What pronoun should I use?
You should use they, them pronouns. So you saying that you
and
don't
what if I don't?
me,
What if I don't?
If you don't, I would consider that disrespectful, and that's actually an act of violence to misgender a trans
It's an act of violence.
That is an act of violence to intentionally misgender someone, yes.
Here we come to the issue, and this is why I'm out here. You just said that's an act of violence. That means
yes.
It's an actionable offense. That means it's a crime.
God, I don't know where to start. It should never be considered a crime. I know what it's like to be misgendered, and it hurts a lot. And that's because I have a chemical imbalance in my brain. So my brain doesn't love it, or it didn't love it, back when I didn't pass. But no matter how much it hurts for real transsexuals, and she's not in that group, I just gotta say, it's not an act of violence. It's not a crime. I'm not a victim of violence. I have no idea what it's like. I've had the experience of being called something I don't like, but it's not the same thing. It's kind of funny that she says it's disrespectful if we don't call her they, them. But I think it's disrespectful to demand something from strangers, especially when it doesn't make sense. The next TikTok I'm going to show you is going to be muted because it has copyrighted music, so I hope you understand. Look at that. So this is a girl with no breasts. She got top surgery, just like I did. And she's wearing a dress, makeup, nails, everything. Lovely outfit, lovely hair. But why on earth did she get top surgery? And it says in the description, my pronouns are still he, him, by the way. This is clearly a young woman who's dealing with some stuff. It makes me really sad. I'm not gonna lie. Without knowing her story, if you look like a girl, and you're born that way, and the only thing you've done is to remove your breasts, something's up. But in my situation, I did not just remove my breasts. I changed my whole life. I changed my name to the opposite gender. Yeah, I remodeled my whole life. So I'm really sad that she has received some of the same procedures as I did, because that procedure is only for people who are in my situation.
Say an 11-year-old says they're non-binary. All that entails, like, you just say, like, okay, I'm calling them they, them for a while. Sure. That's it. Yeah. That's literally it. They're dressing different. They're wearing clothes. Maybe they're cutting their hair. The fact that it's not what you're used to, it's nothing. Sure. It's absolutely nothing.
No, it's not nothing. You're not correcting the kid when the kid is saying gender is fluid and a social construct. There's only one way to be a boy and a girl. So therefore, I need to identify with all these made-up genders in order to feel happy. I would say to the kid as a parent, honey, let's say it's a daughter. There's not only one way to be a girl. There are girls who have short hair. There are girls who love skaters and masculine clothing. It's okay. You don't need to change your entire identity. You certainly do not need to change your pronouns. That's not necessary. It's an ideology. And yes, of course it can be a face. It is a face. It is a face to so many people, especially young people. But you have a responsibility as the parent. What about Santa Claus? Would you not feel responsible to tell your kids when they're too old, honey, Santa Claus is not real. That's just something we said to you when you're a kid. But you're starting to be a teenager, so it's kind of embarrassing that you think Santa Claus is real.
Let's say that kid is like, for that kid, it's a fad for them. Then
Fine.
like all fads, I went through a skater boy phase. I went through a goth phase, and my mom threw away some of the clothes that I bought because she hated them so much. But it's like, just let me wear them, and if I'm not into this, I'll move on.
And by the way, if a parent just tries to push against it, that's only going to reinforce it more, you know?
I do agree with that person on that one. I do agree. I think as a parent, if you have a kid that's going through some stuff and they believe that they are another gender than what they're born as, you should have a compassionate talk with them. You should, as a parent, say to your kid, I love you, I support you no matter who you are. and who you think you are. You're my baby always. The last TikTok I'm gonna show you, I wanna apologize on beforehand. It's gonna be super cringy. I hope you'll forgive me because there are some very important points that we need to discuss.
What are hormone blockers and how do they affect your body? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hormone blockers are a series of injections and or an implant that you can have put in your arm that temporarily pauses puberty. What do you mean temporarily pauses puberty? For people assigned male at birth, puberty blockers will decrease facial hair and body hair growth, prevent your voice from getting deeper, and will limit eggplant growth. And for people assigned female at birth, hormone blockers will prevent boobie growth and getting your period. No more periods. Hey! However, once you stop taking puberty blockers, your body will then go into puberty, and that's why it's only temporary.
I don't want to comment on her very weird behavior because that's not what's important here. She's trying to make puberty blockers sound fun. It is true that for biological males or boys, their penis will not grow, and their voice will not get deep, and their hair growth, facial and body hair, it will not grow as much. That's true. The problem is, if this biological male is truly gender dysphoric, and it's chronic and not temporary, if they want to get bottom surgery when they're older, it's gonna be even harder and even more complicated to get. Because the bottom surgery from male to female, it's about working with what you got. So if this is what you have to work with, as a doctor, as a surgeon, it's gonna be really tough. With biological females or biological girls, let's see, prevent boobie growth, yes, that will happen, and not getting your period. And the way that she's celebrating, oh yay, you don't get to get your period. What's wrong with you? I mean, holy shit. The lighting is very weird, I'm sorry about that. The sun is setting. It's kind of cute though. Natural glow. What will also happen is that both with biological girls and boys on puberty blockers, it's very possible that they can never have kids, that they're sterile. What can also happen is they experience brittle bones and lack of bone density. It could also stop their growth in general. They will not get as tall. You see this incident in Sweden where this kid stopped growing. The kid is very short, but he got really fat. That could also happen. It is so sick to glamorize puberty blockers. And I would not say it is disgusting or inappropriate for these young adults, like the young females, showing off their top surgery when they're not on hormones. They're just like regular girls with flat chests. I don't think that's disgusting. I think it's very sad. And I think we should talk about it. But we should not shame these girls. They're not feeling well, obviously. And we need to do something about it. Thank you all for watching this video. I post every Monday and Thursday. So remember to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Leave a comment down below. Remember to like this video. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.